Hey everybody, welcome to the channel. My name is Beetle. You can see my reflection in the, the reflective tape of the Tamashi sticker there. A lot of you might be coming over from my Instagram because I probably will link this on my alt account, Beetle Soul Premium, hence the YouTube title. And yeah, welcome to my first review. Today we're going to be going over the Kamen Rider 01 SH Figuarts figure. I got this from Bai for like 14 bucks, I think, and then like $30 shipping, so about 44 bucks. Bit of a pain to get this guy can be. He's all over Mercari, but finding him on other websites can be lame. He may pop up on Nin or Plaza Japan if you guys are on the search for him. So today I've got quite a temporary setup. I've got an IKEA hand and an Obitsu body stand from like 2018. It's an old figure stand I got off of Amazon, holding my phone up. And that's all I've got. I don't got a fancy mic. I don't got a fancy camera. There will, hopefully, if I'm decent at editing, hopefully there'll be pictures at the end of the review. I'm not entirely sure. So if I can zoom out real quick without my phone collapsing. Here's what we get a look at for the box art. We got Autoto looking really good there on the front. And it kind of, veers off into the second side. Here's some poses you can do with him on the back. All right, and he really can hit those poses. I know Tamashi's not one to front, but sometimes they do push their figures to the limit when it comes to that kind of stuff on the boxes, on the box art, and sometimes that can be a bit misleading. But moving the box, here we get into the review. We're gonna go ahead and start with paint apps and sculpt. Now, I was genuinely surprised when I received him in the mail. He's a lot more yellow in person than he is green, and I am, forgive me, under the impression, as I have watched the series, that Rising Hopper is typically a bit more green than he is yellow. There are certain promo images, again, if I'm good at editing or if I really feel like editing it tonight, I'll pop them up on the screen somewhere, who knows. There are certain promo images where he does look more yellow in the armor than he does green, but for the most part, I mean, this guy's probably going to be green on most media, and he is more yellowy, but maybe that's just my copy. I don't know. I don't mind it. It looks good, but yeah, I mean, I've already got my hands on this figure, so I might as well move on to some of these close-ups, if I can get him a bit closer to the camera. As you can see, he has the dot in the middle of his mask. I'm not quite sure. I'm not far into the series, so I'm not quite sure if that serves a purpose, but it does look good. His eye sculpts look really good, and as you can see, I think that is plastic overlaying an actual textured piece under there, which is excellent, and the paint apps on the head are undeniably awesome. You get his red stripes. Here on the back, the sculpting and paint continues. I know that's not really a thing for like the Shoto lines or, any domestic lines, but they don't make Kamen Riders. Obviously, it's a line like Figuarts. You're going to get all the details in there. Even on the boots, he's got the red paint going on. It's excellent. Now, what's coolest about this guy, forgive my dad in the background, he's gaming. In case y'all heard that, he just screamed, damn, that's pretty funny. The coolest thing about this guy is he's glossy where he needs to be glossy, and he's matted where he needs to be matted. So, if you can see on the black parts of the head, he is matted. It's a nice matte finish. Same with the textured parts on the arms. And, obviously the gloves, you're going to get more matted. It looks so good. But he's glossy on the armor, shoulder pads. He's kind of metallic on these areas. Not very metallic, but it's noticeable. And then he's got those black detailings all over him that are also glossy. So sculpt and paintwork is excellent. In terms of extra little details they threw in, you can actually remove the progrise key. And if I can get it close enough, if it'll focus, I don't know if it will. There we go. It actually has the hopper on it, which is really cool. That is sick. That is something that I really find fun. It's one of the coolest features about this figure. His driver isn't removable, so, yeah, I'm going to pull on that a little bit and break it. Why not? It's not removable, so you're not going to get, to put it on figures like a custom Autoto or something if you have one laying around. I don't know anybody that does. That would be kind of insane if you did. That'd be awesome, actually. But it'd be kind of insane if you had the level of talent to make a custom Autoto out of scratch, because there's really nothing to base them off of. But let's go ahead and move into articulation and accessories. We're moving on to 5 minutes of this review, and I'm sure you're tired of me yapping. Low quality editing, so we'll jump into articulation accessories and we'll do some size comparisons, and I'll get you guys out of here. So you can go do whatever you else need to do, you know? Alright, so for articulation, he's got, I believe it's a double ball joint. Possibly. Let me pop it off, actually. Let's find out. Let's see what's going on in there. No, it's actually a dumbbell joint. It's not a double ball joint. I don't know why I would say that. It is, it's very obviously a dumbbell joint, and it just pegs right there into the neck. And it gets you a good range. I wouldn't even say decent, I would say good. Range of motion, you get this much up, this much down, tilt left, or sorry, tilt right, tilt left, and then 360. All right, and then you get a neck joint, which also greatly assists that, so you get even more down. I think I already showed you that much. So if I was holding the neck still, the head only goes that far down, and then with the neck, it goes just that much more. And then we're gonna go arms. So the shoulder pads move out of the way, and unfortunately, my copy specifically loves to drop that left shoulder pad. Forgive me if any noise just happened. My phone has alerted me that it's dying. I don't know. But yeah, my shoulder pad likes to come out, and it's a bit irritating, but they do move out of the way. I'll give you an example of the joint. Here's the joint structure. So it is supposed to move. Mine is tight. That's why the pad pops off, but it is supposed to move out of the way. So we'll try it on the right and then see if I'm lucky. It kind of moves out of the way. You get that much, but you can get more if you want to push it. I typically don't, just because it's annoying to have to pick these joints up all the time. The little joint covers, but yeah. And then you get bicep swivel, which is excellent. You get excellent rotation out of that. Yeah, I guess it's a word. And then you get this much at the elbow, just past, well, I would say it's a fair bit past 90, actually. It's pretty good. And then for the wrist, you're going to get that 360 motion. Obviously, you get that on most Figuarts, and a little bit of ball hinging. It's not really, I mean, you can get it more inward than you can outward, and that's because the way his gauntlets are sculpted. Now, what's most troublesome with a lot of rider figures that I've experienced, I had Steam Hopper for a little bit, just traded him off, just sold him actually, I think, is torsos. But on Rising Hopper, I mean, he's got a bit more torso forward. You're going to get that much. You're going to get a lot of backward motion. That's going to be excellent. You're going to get some side. You're going to get some more side. And you can kind of fuddle it if you really want to make the side kind of more forward for like running poses, pointing poses, just general stuff like that. This, if you didn't see, the belt is on a bit of a swivel here, just because it's a floating piece. I wouldn't recommend moving it too much just because of paint rub and stuff like that. But it can move, yeah. So legs are drop down, I believe. I don't like my copy. It's got really tight legs, but the lighting's a little bad here, so forgive me for a second. I'm gonna move the lamp here. Oh, the review station's coming apart. Hold on, bear with me. All right, here we go. Let's move the lighting down a bit so that we can see into here. You get some drop down. It's going to allow you to move your legs really far forward. Again, mine has really tight legs. Horrified about that. So I'm going to try not to move it too much. Here we get some thigh rotation. And then you get some excellent knee bend. There you go. He can almost kick his own butt. It's very close. And then rotation at the sneakers, there is none because it kind of begins up here. And yes, I call them sneakers, not boots. That does look like a sneaker to me more than a boot. But you do get... I believe, if I can see in there, that is a ball hinge, I believe, in the foot. So it goes this far up, not very far, pretty far down. That's very good for kicking poses, and you get excellent pivot. All right, and then you get some toe hinge in there, and that about wraps it for articulation. So that's good. That's all nice and dandy. Give me 1 sec while I reset the lamp, and I'll get some other figures in here for accessories and size comparisons. All right, I'm really testing my luck here, trying to get a good frame here. So as you can see, he's already got his open hands, and it's a Kamen Rider figure, so you know he can't really express himself when he's in the helmet. He's not really going to get any alternate expressions, but we do get a slew of hands. Some of them more specific than others to Aruto, but we get our typical fisted hands. So here's, let me see if I can't get that to focus. There we go, there's one fist. And the really good thing about lines, like import lines like SH Figuarts, is going to be the quality of detail. If I could just stop getting in the way of the lighting here. Forgive me. There you go. You get the fingers, and it looks like, if you can look, if you can see, I don't know if the camera is going to pick it out, but it looks like a leather glove. Like, it looks really good. And then on the back, you get that sculpted detail. So there we go. Those are your fists. And then you also get one of these for each hand. I'm trying to pull them out of the box here. Here we go. Forgive me. You're gonna get, oops, sorry, one of these holding hands. This could be used for the progress key, as I did use it in my post on Instagram. If you want to go check it out, my @ is @BeetleSalt. I will leave the @ in the description so you can see more pictures of this guy. And I do a lot of hand posing. Nice. I do a lot of hand posing, so if you're not a fan, I wouldn't recommend checking me out. I have started doing more desk posing as of recent. So you get some of those, and then we get some pointing hands, which are really good for, I'm not sure, it's just if you want to have auto pointing, but he also can do more, dynamic gestures with it. But like I was saying, I mean, if you look at the tip of that finger, it looks like, it really does look like a leather glove. It's good. It's got great details. Big fan. Tamashi, they get their details right for the most part. So that's your open-handed pointing fingers, and then for just the right hand, you'll get, oh, forgive me 1 second. Sorry about that. Like I said, this this review is going to be a bit awkward. My cat had walked in. Here we go. So you get, just for the right hand, you get one closed hand pointing finger. So that can be used for a lot of different things. Just a slew of posing options. So this guy, when it comes to his swapping parts, it's pretty easy. He doesn't give me any trouble. But let's jump into some size comparisons. I've rambled on long enough. We're already sitting at the 12-minute mark. So let me get you guys out of here and on with their day. Here is Jada Toys Ken. Here is Nendoroid Sonic the Hedgehog coming in on the left here. And just because it's what I've got on hand, we'll do 2 more figures. So let me put Ken up here. I've got Marvel Legends Kid Nova, just because it's convenient, I guess. He's right next to me. Here we go. And then let me move Sonic out of the way here. And I will pull out, I will activate my trap card and summon Jada Toys M. Bison. Oh, sorry about that. Auto tow. And there we go. So as you can see, I mean, he can kind of fudge it with like 6-inch lines like Jada Toys and stuff like that. I mean, Auto tow's not that old of a guy, so I'm sure, standing, shoulder height and just about almost as tall as M. Bison actually isn't bad. And then you can kind of fit him in Marvel Legends too, depending on how you like your scaling. Again, this is teen, like Kid Nova, so Auto tow being a little bit smaller makes sense. But I know there's some people that aren't a huge fan of their Kamen Riders being small, so that's really up to you whether or not you want to buy this figure. But I will say that there are updated Figuarts Kamen Rider figures that are a bit taller. So let's say you want a figure and you just happen upon this review and you're like, man, I don't know anything about these Figuarts Kamen Riders. How tall are they? How do they scale? Take this with a grain of salt. They have updated their scaling. They are different now. Auto tow's just a bit shorter because he's on an older mold. So he's a bit of an older figure, and yeah, that'll happen. So, anyways, sorry about all the rambling. Sorry for all the awkward interactions, but that's been my review. I would give SH Figuarts Kamen Rider 01 a 8.5 out of 10. I feel like the reason being, again, if y'all want to listen, just that tightness is killing me, and that's an easy fix. That is an easy fix. I can probably get in there. There's some dish soap or some shock oil, no biggie, but there's that. But also, I mean, it's kind of weird. They didn't give him his briefcase sword. They gave it to Kamen Rider Vulcan Shooting Wolf. And so you have to go and buy a whole other figure to get his main weapon, which is a bit irritating. So, I mean, if it was something like an alternate hand or like an alternate progress key, I wouldn't think it's that big a deal, but the fact that it's his main weapon is a bit irritating. But other than that, he's a good figure on his own. He does great for posing. If you want to check out some more poses, go ahead and check out my Instagram. Again, that's at BeetleSalt. I'll leave it in the description so you guys can get the spelling right and everything. Make sure you're getting the right guy. And yeah, hope you guys enjoy your day. I've been BeetleSalt, and I'll hope to see you around again.